a very big day here at Sandown Motor Raceway in the southeast suburbs of Melbourne as we get ready for round 6 of the carsales TCR Australia Series.
Here is your starting grid after qualifying earlier today. 2 points going to Nesta Girolami. He will start on the front row. Andre Heimgartner gets his equal best result, same on that front row for Kelly Racing.
The 16th race of the series, round 6, race 1 at Sandown. Big, bad Sandown awaits. The long run to turn 1. Can it be Honda? Will it be Holden? Will it be Honda? Or will it be Hyundai? It's all H's as they lead away on the run down to turn 1. But the pole man has made a really good, solid jump. And already he's weaving to get some temperature in those Michelin tyres. Will Brown through to second spot and John Martin trying to cover off at turn 1.
So into turn 1 we go. Brown covers off any attack in there. Girolami had a big margin going into turn number 1 as everybody just dips across the top of that curb and settles down. It was a very pedestrian start. Everybody just getting these cars away without incident. An incident now, turn 2 and 3.
Cox and Heimgartner got together. The Astra made a bad start. Now he gives a bump to the back of James Moffat's Renault. Tanda lunges Heimgartner onto the back straight. But it's the pole man. Nesta Girolami is clear in the Honda. And Brown, well, out the windscreen, he can attack, but out the rear, he's got to defend. He's in a Honda sandwich. He goes the long way at turn 1. There won't be the grip he needs. He's on the curb there, and that gives Martin an opportunity to challenge and for Girolami to just sneak away.
Can't go side by side through this part of the track, but Martin looks racy. The car steps out a bit.
He's hooked onto the back on this long run down to turn 6. You'll notice the change, the earthworks, the wall's been moved back. Lots of work here for the Melbourne Racing Club in previous months. And now Martin will look to the inside. The Honda makes the move at Dandenong Road corner. And the Civics, they run 1 and 2. The third of them, Tony D'Alberto, buried in the pack. There he is just turning through Dandenong Road. The Astras now are fighting on the run to turn 1. And McAdam is trying to get in the mix as well.
D'Alberto just ahead of this group of cars. Bryce forward protecting the line from Heimgartner, who's trying to gun back through the field after dropping from 2nd. Back into 9th position, into turn number 1. Track continues to dry here at Sandown. Girolami still leads. It's 1 full second. Back to John Martin. Will Brown 3rd, Jordan Cox 4th, and Jason Bright completes the top 5.
And where the Astra struggle, car off the road. That was Heimgartner up against the fence. A drama. Let's have a look at the replay here. He's definitely touched the wall. Is he just, yeah, he's gone too high, too hard, off the curb. In fact, no, he hasn't actually hit the wall. So there's something else going on. We can't take our eyes off this fight. 9th place through back a couple more positions. It is really on outside the 10.
5 cars scrapping out. O'Keefe pulls out to make this nearly 3 wide on the long main straight at Sandown Raceway. So forward ahead of this group of cars in 8th position. And D'Alberto may lose 2 spots here. Going to turn number 1, Dylan O'Keefe will be the big winner here.
We heard just before the start of the race, Matt, and O'Keefe now overcooks it at turn 1, gets away with it. Remember that they've backfilled that curb here in previous years. Back in the day, you just drop it straight off the grass and bounce out through the scenery and bring all sorts of muck. Look at these two, chasing the water. Jordan Cox not chasing the water. Change for the podium. Jordan Cox goes by Will Brown down the back straight. As we leap across the curbs to Dandenong Road corner through those high-speed S's. And now it's a tyre conservation run because it's clear these tyres are not liking the track that they're on.
As we head down to turn number 1 once again, order unchanged up in front, but this battle is about to be 4 cars.
Jordan
just
Cox
gets it pulled up in turn 1.
It gives Will Brown an opportunity. The I-30N goes to the grass, trying to hunt the inside at turn 2.
That was cool.
Seek and you shall find. He found it. Now he's got the rear dancing and he's got to get it out of that final turn on turn 4 to get it onto the back straight. On board with Tanda. He can see the fight. Look ahead. Cox and Brown, the Alpha and the Hyundai. The 2 young guns side by side over the top of the hill. One of the fastest, most hair-raising rides in Aussie motor racing. And it's Will Brown who hangs on.
And on the charge, the guys at the front, down the inside goes Will Brown. So Brown makes it stick this time through turn number 1 on John Martin.
Championship update, Dylan O'Keefe is still 9th. So for Will Brown, this is great news. Martin now has to defend. Cox is in there too. Right now, though, it's blue Audi versus yellow and black Renault. And fans of yellow and black are up and about after last night at the MCG. But McAdam on the move, P6. Nice fight back from the 2 Audis.
Set him up nicely. That started down at Dandenong Road corner.
That he doesn't need to do. Martin, he's defending. Jordan Cox is going for the podium, and he's going to get the spot. Martin's wide. He's tipped that Honda in plenty of times, and he's not got away with it that time. And Tanda gets him on the way through. And now it's a battle. What do you want to be in? Audi, Honda, inside, outside. Whichever comes out in front's the one I'm picking.
And they're side by side still, down the back straight with a slowing car. And that's
Jason
Bright.
Bright.
So
Problem for
Bright's
Jason
slowing down.
Bright. Problem for Jason Bright. Look at this. This is wild. Martin hangs it high and tough. Round the outside. McAdams closing in. 4 to go. Girolami leads. 2.2 seconds. Tander's been working forward. Here he comes. He's having a look. Turn 1. Gaps open. He's down the inside for 4th place. Can he pull it up? Yes, he can. And now McAdam will line up and have a run at the Honda.
And it could be 5 very soon. He's trying a long way around the outside here at turn number 6. There's the view from Martin. Will we see the Audi? No, he skates across the track. He still stays side by side into Dandenong Road corner. McAdam shows his nose but ran wide at 6 and will have to regroup through the newly modified section across the slalom and down into Dandenong Road corner for the final time. Martin backs it in, but this guy has been a class act since he touched down earlier this week. And Nesta Girolami converts Astron Tech pole position into race 1 victory here today. Will Brown will be second by 2 seconds. We'll go back to Cox, who'll get his first podium in the series.
carsales TCR Australia Series at Sandown. Long straights and a long run down to turn 1. Can they beat the visiting driver, Nestor Girolami? He's left them for dead off the grid again. The Honda's got rolling. TCR is off and racing at Sandown. Look at the margin that he's got on them already. Cox has made a great jump. Will Brown is back in the pack. The series leader is going to be P4, P5. And look out, Moffat wants to put him back to P6. Contact there with Tanner and Brown. Down at turn 1, cold rear tyres. They all managed to get through, but it's Girolami in the Honda who leads the way.
And not the greatest start for Will Brown. He drops down the field. You're in car with Russell Ingall in the Castrol 100 entry, heading up to turn number 3. So he'll have to move back through the field. That car looked evil going through turn number 3 for the series leader, who's on the absolute limit now, winning this series perhaps today.
Brown could seal the deal today. He's got a points margin at the moment. If he retains it or gets it bigger, he's putting a move on Tander. Down at turn 4, the I-30 end, down the inside. That's position number 5, and look who's coming for the ride. Ingall and Tander, former Walkinshaw Supercar teammates, side by side, down the back straight. Ingall on the inside, Tander on the outside. Garth's got his nose slightly in front on the way. Down to the S's. In the end, someone's going to have to yield.
That was great to watch. Cross through turn number 6, and he's got him. He got him 2 through turn number 6. So Ingall up into 6th position now. Bryce forward gets into Morecambe, and Morecambe gets in the gravel. He's going to bury himself. It's just great to see this Renault going strong today.
Whoa, drama. Ingall off the road. The Audi, we saw it in the background, snaking under brakes. And the Enforcer is off at turn 1. Safety car's being called. Gotcha there. Okay, this is a bit more of the story. Oh, looks like he's just lost the rear on the way in. And Ingall biffs the fence. Nice restart from Jordan Cox. The Alfa Romeo Giulietta Veloci is tucked in for the slipstream. And look at them lined up behind. Martin Brown, Moffat, Tander. They're all in there trying to cover off. No time to warm up the tyres at the moment. They've got to cover the lines. Look at the challenge for the lead. Jordan Cox is taking it up to one of the best TCR drivers in the world. And he got it sideways. They're 4 wide on the grass and on the track. Moffat here goes to 2nd. And Cox has been hustled. Martin, Brown, Tander, Heimgartner's in the mix as well. Through all of that, it's let Girolami off the hook.
It's a feisty restart, wasn't it? You could see it coming a mile away at the restart, but look at the margin the Argentinian has already. It's nearly 2 seconds.
And Moffat's got to cover off. These guys are teammates. Gary Rogers Motorsport, different brands of cars, different colours, same workshop.
Tander in this mix as well. It's a 5-car train. It's Moffat, who's exceeded his best result so far. He runs in 2nd, but under siege here as Cox backs it into turn number 2. He goes across the grass, and this might be enough for Tander. There's contact further back behind with Martin and Tander, and the big winner's going to be Heimgartner.
Martin's in trouble. Right front's damaged on the Honda. He was trying to take advantage of that situation. He is done. He's going to be stuck there and not be able to continue in this race. Here's the boys, the 2 21-year-olds, Brown and O'Keefe. They're fighting for the series title. O'Keefe's got in front. He can keep the game alive, but he needs Will Brown to have a tough run, not finish, not get some points, start down the back for the next race. It's never over until it's over. He's just got to keep pressing on. And we're getting the safety car here on lap 10 at Sandown because of John Martin's car, which is just here on the exit of turn 4 on the back straight.
Which had been given the bad sportsmanship flag as well. It's Alexandra Whitley that stopped as well now in car 35. So Nesta Girolami leads us back around. So a mistake by Moffat on the exit of the final turn. Before we get to the control line, Cox is holding back, and now he can attack. Wow.
And that's the free kick for Girolami because he can't pass him before the control line. But he could have almost argued to say, well, he's off the track. That leaves him open to Tander. But it's let the Honda off the hook for the second time on a restart. Cold rear tyres on the Alpha. They just don't want to know about turning at turn one. So it lets Moffat off the hook, Tander through to third. Former GRM teammates, they're going to go at it here. And Garth's trying to get down the inside. Turn four, out he's in the gap. Got it done. But look at that margin. Honda, gone. I wonder what's going on with Will Brown's car because he just does not have the pace in this race. He's been swallowed by the pack. That'll be something for us to cover off in between the races. But O'Keefe here is in front of Brown on the road, having a big fight with Andre Heimgartner, trying to keep the series alive. Keep in front of car number 30, gain more points and take the fight to the bend in mid-November.
And here's Tony D'Alberto as well. He might go down the inside. They bump wheels with O'Keefe through the first turn. O'Keefe to the outside. Another car in the background. That's Brown this time. So the series leader not having a great day here so far as the conditions cloud over here. And now has a lap and a half remaining in the second race of carsales TCR Australia. Moffat runs wide, opens the door for Jordan Cox. He covers him off nicely. Heimgartner fancies the move, locks the front up, gets in the back of Jordan Cox, and now we'll go side by side underneath the bridge. Cox will have the better line. Heimgartner, if he stays there, will have the better run out of the final turn. He can't do it there. He needs to cover off D'Alberto, and he does. Final lap now, 1.6 seconds is the margin first to second. It's 2.5 back to third. Next, Jordan Cox. Heimgartner tries to make the move, locks up, gives him a tap, and now it spins. Cox out of contention. This will light up the pit lane. It's the second time this weekend Nesta Girolami powers out of the final turn and picks up his second win in carsales TCR Australia here at Sandown. Garth Tander will get his best result, second of the weekend. Moffat third, Heimgartner fourth.
There's the signal. Get ready. Front wheel drive, turbocharged, 2 litres, offered racing, and it's Girolami has made the jump. The world TCR star has got it rolling with that Honda Civic Type R for the third time in a row, and it's a great jump from Tony D'Alberto. His teammates up to second, Tander back to third, then James Moffat, then Will Brown and Aaron Cameron. They all make it through turn one. They all look a bit more controlled this time around.
Great start for Tony D'Alberto, up to second position. Couple of cars scattering across the top of the curb, including Liam McAdam. But this is the turnaround that Tony D's been looking for.
Spinner
in the background, it's Brown.
He's in the wall. The championship leader off the road. He already had the rear dancing. He got the curb, he got the other curb gone. Light touch. And he's off and sprinting, 1.6 seconds, leaving the rest to fight amongst themselves. Bright and Moffat arguing over road. Aaron Cameron in front is already in position number 4 in that number 2 Volkswagen Golf GTI. Now Bright tries to slip back down the inside. Moffat in too deep. Couldn't control the Renault. And that's Bryce Forward, the Super 2 Series leader, who pounces in that Holden Astra. And he's got to cover off. Bryce Forward, the Astra, is going to go loud and proud round the outside at the top of the hill. This is big, big stuff. And he's got it done, but he did cut through there. He took the option to cut the circuit there and put the car over the other side of that curve.
So take a look at what happened to Dylan O'Keefe here, down at turn number 9 in car 9, and the Alpha lucky to get away with this one.
Top 2 clearing away. The fight for the final podium position is on. Tony D'Alberto has been a contender all year in this number 50 Honda, representing 50 years of Honda in Australia, and he knows he's vulnerable because he covers on Forward, who is looking to make a dive onto the back straight. Heimgartner's in the mix. Cameron's still there as well. Margin back to the Alpha of Jordan Cox. Then it's James Moffat's Renault. And now it's a fight between the Golf and the Astra. Heimgartner gets the spot on Bright. A little later on, Heimgartner looking again down the end of the back straight, showing the nose before they crest the hill. Tander here's made margin, Matt, but he hasn't been able to make much more. It's line ball stuff. The sectors are so close between the Honda and the Audi. Back on board here with Will Brown, and this is his teammate Nathan Morecambe up in front. Surely he's not going to make this difficult. Well, that's one way to let your teammate through. Ooh. Run off the road.
Heimgartner this time down the inside and gets the job done through the left-hander. So the 777 moves up into 4th position and starts to chase on Tony D'Alberto.
We've got a motor race at Sandown, and Garth Tander is defending the honour for Australia in the carsales TCR Australia Series. He's closing in on a guy who has got great credentials. He's been a race winner this year in the World TCR Series. Yeah, Jack, and she's just pulled up on the run towards turn 1 to driver's left, hard up against the Armco next to the horse racing circuit. She's well out of the way there and well off the racing line, but let's see what race control decides to do. That's Heimgartner making a lunge down the inside at turn 1. Now with the yellow flags there, because of that car parked on the side of the road, there was a green in the background, but was there a yellow at the start of the sector when he made the move? That's what we need to find out.
I caught team manager of HMO, Scott Fulcher, calculating some numbers because obviously the series is on the line here. He could provisionally, potentially wrap up the series after this race. But did you have the chat before this weekend to stay safe out there?
Absolutely. There's a lot riding on this. It'd be great to win the first TCR Australia Championship. So the aim for this weekend was absolutely just to go out, stay clean. Hasn't really been so clean this weekend. But so far it's looking good from the points perspective.
It's down to turn number 9 comes Nesta Girolami. Garth Tander in second. He stayed there. He shadowed the Argentinian all day long here at Sandown. Forward runs off the track at turn 9. This will give Jordan Cox a free kick. So the Alpha moves up another position. But out the final turn, it's been nothing but the Argentinian all weekend. And the broom is out. It's a clean sweep of the weekend here at Sandown. Nesta Girolami wins race 3 of carsales TCR Australia. Garth Tander will be second, Heimgartner third, and off the track goes Jordan Cox. Another sensational finish here, and the 7 off the track, out of business.
Will Brown, you and HMO Customer Racing provisionally the winners of the inaugural carsales TCR Australia. How good does that feel?
Yeah, it feels awesome. It's a bit bittersweet after fencing it on lap 1 by myself, but you know, we fought back and was able to pass a few people and get there. So can't thank the boys from HMO Customer Racing enough. And like you said, provisional Australian champion, but hopefully don't take anyone out the last one and get a penalty, so we'll be right.